coconut magic. I can see a couple of familiar faces. Before we start, I'd just like to get an idea of who here is familiar with coconut and coconut oil and that it's healthy. Just recently, it's a bit of a recent fact. Who here thinks coconut's bad and unhealthy? Heard bad things on. We have a bit of. Oh, where's the actual presentation? The background and everything. Sorry. Any graphics?
Yeah, I can bring your one up. It didn't copy over very well.
Pardon, I've got pretty pictures. So I just want to start with letting you know how I came across organic virgin coconut oil. I was living in Thailand a couple of years ago now, 2009 to 2010. And while I was there, I was going through quite a bit of sudden change and a few things happening, and I got quite sick. I manifested like a chronic infection. Many of you are already familiar. It's quite a problem called candida. And that had spread in various different ways. And I was really getting quite sick, where my skin was getting irritated with rash. My stomach was sort of bloated out to here nearly all the time. And it had gone on for a few months. And I was living in Koh Samui, Thailand. It was very much a healing, very much a healing place. I went to naturopaths, nutritionists. I did acupuncture, massage, and I tried different diets. And I just wasn't getting any better. One day, someone came to me and said, one of the locals said to me, "Why don't you take some coconut oil?" And I didn't really think anything of it. It was just another thing I just didn't think. The next day, however, a friend of mine sent me an email saying, "I'm putting an order in for some coconut oil. Would anybody like some?" This was an email he sent out to a group. So I thought, coconut oil, okay. And I put my order in for 1 litre. He then had a list of all the health benefits below his email. I started reading and I'm thinking, wow, it really does all of this. So I got onto Google and I started researching coconut oil. And pretty quickly I was thinking, this is amazing. And I was getting quite excited about getting my coconut oil. It arrived a few days later and he handed me a bottle of coconut oil. In fact, it was packaged differently. And this book, Coconut Cures. And he said to me, go away, this will help you. And sure enough, it did. It actually, that whole experience changed my life because I literally fell in love with coconut oil. And I kept studying it and learning about it, and I started to use it on my skin externally, and that helped me with all my rashes. I started to drink it because the therapeutic dose they suggest is 2 to 3 tablespoons a day, and I even did a coconut oil fast, and it basically got my health and my life completely back. And that was me, I was sold, and that was the birth of Coconut Magic, which is now my business of bringing coconut oil straight from the source where I first discovered it, from Thailand. And I continue to learn about the health benefits and the properties and to use it on a regular basis. In summary, I say to people, coconut oil is about energy, health and beauty. It's a product we can take internally and externally. Now, what I did discover when I came back to Australia with coconut oil was there was a widespread misconception about coconut oil being a saturated fat and therefore being bad. And this was an interesting story because back in the 1930s, the Soybean Association, they wanted to push some of their products. They were manufacturing and producing polyunsaturated oils like canola oil and corn oil, soy. And in fact, they even had, from what I read in some research, they had some soybeans that were so heavily coated in chemicals, they were above the regulations. Like, no, you're not allowed to sell, no, you're not allowed to produce this. They didn't get rid of the soybeans. They changed the laws and they increased the regulations so that they could put this product on the market. And that was the start. And then they launched a very strong marketing campaign to say tropical oils, palm oils, all the oils that people were using back then are bad. They basically clumped coconut oil in a box of, a clump of like bad saturated fat without taking into consideration that there is actually a big difference between coconut oil and other saturated fats. Coconut oil, so right now what's happening, it's like there's this revolution, this re-education. I've got a Facebook page that's constantly getting articles, and last night on A Current Affair, they were doing a talk and they told a little bit about this story, about what happened with the Soybean Association, and they're promoting all the health benefits of coconut oil. And this is why, like when you say recently, I'm not surprised. It's like all of a sudden everything's about coconut. I think too that perhaps some celebrities in America were seen, I read somewhere that Jennifer Aniston was seen with coconut oil, and Madonna and Demi Moore investing in coconut companies, and I think that helps. So the good word is spreading. Coconut oil is actually a superfood. It's classified as superfood because it's, even though it's a fat, it's actually quite a lower calorie fat compared to other oils. That's what my research has shown me. And it's extremely high in nutrition and rich in antioxidants and minerals. And it plays a very important part in our nutrition, in our healthcare, and in our getting our metabolism. Now, you probably already know, like, our metabolism working well is essential. The biggest difference between coconut oil and other oils, and the reason that coconut oil has the amazing healing properties, so amazing that, you know, they've got books, like full books written on how coconut can heal, is because it's a plant-based saturated fat, for one. So I guess a big part of the myth that they had promoted, and I do still hear it sometimes, people say, oh no, I can't take it, it's a saturated fat, it'll raise my cholesterol. Well, it's a saturated fat, but it has no cholesterol because it's plant-based. There's no cholesterol coming from it. It's kind of logical, isn't it? It sort of makes sense. Whereas other saturated fats, such as animal fats, they do and can carry foreign cholesterol, which can affect your cholesterol levels. In fact, MCFAs help balance cholesterol and often help lower cholesterol. There's research based on that as well, preventing heart disease. We'll get into more of that later. So MCFAs, medium chain fatty acids, is what that stands for. Many other oils are long chain fatty acids. Medium chain fatty acids are found naturally, I used to say one place, but I say two now, in two places. One is breast milk, mother's breast milk. It's the only other place you'll find medium chain MCFAs naturally. The other place where, I actually learned this recently, was our skin naturally excretes an oil called sebum, and that contains MCFAs. What MCFAs do is they are a high content of lauric, caprylic and capric acid, and they offer antiviral, antifungal and antibacterial properties. So they actually offer us the protection that we need from virus and bacteria, as well as sort of on the outside, which is why our skin produces it for protection. But the thing we do is we wash it off. We then use soap and we wash it off. So the islanders and the tropical people, they know this. They get up in the morning, they wash themselves and they cover themselves in coconut oil for protection. So we can give our skin with coconut oil. By using coconut oil here, we can give it back the protection and the nutrients that it needs. It also works when we take it internally in the same way. So medium chain fatty acids, basically that is the structure, the molecular structure of the oil. The other thing that coconut oil does, because it's a medium chain fatty acid, is it metabolizes. But has anybody heard coconut oil will help you lose weight? Yeah. The reason that is because the medium chain fatty acids metabolize by the liver directly into energy, whereas other fats convert into fat. Now, as Chris was saying, it's really important to get good fats, and I think I've mentioned that. Oh, here we are. Fats and oils. It is. It's so important. To me, it's like when you put good fat in your body, it's like you're giving your body fuel. You're giving it some, giving your joints and everything a bit of a massage, and you're giving yourself some good energy and good nutrition. Something I learned recently at a David Wolfe seminar, which this is where it's like what I say, I just keep learning so much more amazing things about coconut oil, is that we all know that omega-3 is an essential fat. Everybody knows this. We must take omega-3 into our diet. When you combine omega-3, whether it be fish oil or krill oil or flaxseed oil, however you're getting hemp oil, you're getting your good dose of omega-3. Chia seeds is good for omega-3. When you combine that with coconut oil, it actually has a chemical reaction in your body, and it doubles your body's ability. Do I have a nutritionist sitting here? Yeah. Half. I like it when people sit there and go, yeah, when I'm speaking. It doubles your body's ability to absorb the omega-3 fats, which means it makes it a very, very potent antioxidant for your body. And it's just good fuel. When I say that the MCFAs, because of the structure of coconut oil, metabolizes into energy, it actually gives you good energy and helps you to lose weight. The other thing is that I find is it's a superfood, and I find this with other superfoods as well. I don't need to eat as much. Like when I take coconut oil, it can be so nourishing, and it does help balance blood sugar, and people have been known to be able to go for a lot longer without needing food and just maintain some balance there as well, as it's very nourishing and it's also very nurturing. In Thailand, in the tropics, they call it Mother Nature's breast milk because of the MCFAs, and it has like very feminine qualities in that it's healing and nurturing. Okay, now with being a good fat as well, one of the main causes of free radical damage is actually bad oils. So these other oils like polyunsaturated, monounsaturated oils that we need, nuts and seeds, avocado, olive oil, these are really good oils. They're best taken raw, however. They're sensitive. They're unlike a saturated fat that's stable, that can sit there for... Coconut oil can sit on your shelf for 2 years and it won't go rancid, a good quality one. That is important. A good quality coconut oil can sit for years and not go rancid because it's so stable. It can be heated to high temperatures and not oxidize. Other oils, most other oils, in fact, a lot of the good doctors and nutritionists are actually saying you should only be cooking with coconut oil, because even heating olive oil to certain temperatures will oxidize. Free radical damage is caused by oxidation, and the highest, like the most of free radical damage, that sort of oxidation we ingest is from putting bad oil or heating a good oil and putting it, that's what the point I'm actually trying to make. It oxidizes. It's as good as putting a bad oil in your system. Now, if you've noticed an oil sort of that leaks in a non-saturated fat, and it leaks out of the container, let's say, and you touch your jar, it'll start to be sticky. That's what happens when you put an oil that has been exposed or oxidized into your system. It'll get in there, it'll hook onto your cells, and it'll just get sticky. Coconut oil won't do that. What coconut oil will do, reverse free radical damage by providing fat-soluble vitamins directly to your tissues. It actually goes into your cells and displaces the bad oil, and that's how it reverses free radical damage. On the show last night, a woman was saying that she was using it all over her skin and she reversed her aging. You know, that's one thing, I can tell you all this wonderful stuff, but this is what I saw, and this is like people were saying. One man was saying how much weight he lost. I like taking a lot of coconut oil every day, but I notice I'm just burning up so much energy, I can't put on weight. I'm purposely trying to uptake my nuts and seeds and good things. I don't want to eat bad foods, but it really does give you a lot of energy and burn. It helps you to burn it up. It contains no trans fats. Everybody here familiar with trans fats, poison? That's what happens when you oxidize an oil, when an oil oxidizes, when it goes rancid. I read all labels now, so I just want to encourage you to do that as well. And even on health foods, just check. Even any trans fat, even 0.01, we shouldn't be taking any of it in. It is like poison in our bodies. Stay away from trans fat. So I just want to talk a little bit about cleansing, because I think cleansing is an important thing to be aware of for our bodies, for maintaining good health on a regular basis. It's good to do a cleanse once or twice a year. As well, of course, maybe something intense. I definitely recommend that, and I do that myself, a detox. But I think I like to be aware daily of what I'm putting into my body. Is it cleansing me or is it clogging me? Or at least find some balance. And the three areas that are affected, the three areas that we refer to when cleansing, these are such important parts of just maintaining optimal health or perfect health, is one, the digestive system. Any naturopath now you'll read, or I'm sure they'll tell you, if this is not good, and you know it starts here and ends here, but if this area is not in good condition, you're going to be affected, and if you don't take care of it, it will just manifest into all sorts of, like what happened to me when I was in Thailand. It all came back to the gut. And the digestive system basically is what? Our process of assimilation and elimination. And if we're not doing that properly, I mean, you don't have to, it's easy to know that that's just not going to be good for our whole body. Acid, alkaline, pH balance is very, very important. A lot of us are living a more acid, like most people are trying to alkalize more, and we get good alkalinity by lots of fresh, pure water, green leafy vegetables. It is about finding that balance though. It's not like we can eat just a pure alkaline diet, but while we're cleansing, what happens is we're bringing our alkaline levels back into balance. Detoxify, antioxidant. May King talked a little bit about how important it was as an antioxidant, and I mentioned it as well. Basically, we're just removing toxins from our body. We're antioxidized. We're just flushing out the toxins. So cleansing's a really good thing to think of. I believe we should be thinking of it daily. Every morning, the first thing that we need to put into our body is a lot of fresh water. What I now do after I oil pull, which I'll tell you about in a minute, I take a fresh water with some lemon juice and a spoon of coconut oil. The water is a flush. The lemon activates, it's like this, citrus little boost for the liver, and the coconut oil just gives it like when you give your car a service, that just cleanses through the body, and it also gives them some more nourishment. When we take care of our body and keeping our bodies cleansed, what happens is we reduce inflammation, which is often the main cause of many disease. We enhance our immune system, so we're just overall generally healthy. And we just have a lot more energy, vibrancy, vitality, and beauty. Beauty is really not just, you know this, it's from within. When we're healthy and radiating from within, we're feeling connected to nature because we're eating good food, taking in a lot of Mother Nature. Beauty radiates naturally. And of course, by cleansing our bodies, the process is working well. If you need to, if you want to, you will lose weight and what have you, have more energy. So that's what I think when we take care of our body in a cleansing way, just being aware of what we're putting inside. Is it cleansing me? Is it clogging me? We have more energy, aids weight loss, better skin. Skin clears up. Now, mind you, if you do a detox or you do a cleanse, coconut oil is quite a potent detox, and I did make the mistake of taking too much at once when I first started, because, I'm reading this book and I'm thinking I'm going to fix myself. Glomp. Big mistake, because if your body's toxic or off balance, like I was back then, healing crisis kicks in pretty fast. And I took one, cup like this, little shot glass kind of thing full, and I remember just laying on my back just going, oh my God, and I was just nauseous for hours, and it wasn't fun. For some people, it can cause a flush. It detoxes. It's not a bad thing. It just means your body's giving itself a clean, and coconut oil is helping. I just say if it's new, start taking it in smaller doses and just listen to your body and what your body's actually needing. It's really well known, coconut oil is really well known for improving thyroid function. That's directly associated to the MCFAs that I mentioned before and how they assist your metabolism. By the way, losing weight when taking coconut oil is a completely natural process. It's not like a quick fix. It's natural because it actually, what it's doing is it's aiding your body to naturally burn energy, more energy. Because of the effect it has on your metabolism, it actually can help thyroid function as well. There's a lot of research on this, and I've heard a lot of good success stories. And I think it's an important one because some people might not realise that could be actually the problem until they get it checked out. And when we're taking care of everything well on the inside, skin. I mentioned about blood sugar before, and hospitals, nutritionists, modern medicine are now using coconut. Coconut's being used a lot more. I'm hearing more often people coming to me saying, I'll have a bottle of coconut oil. My doctor recommended it. And it's just, I love that. It's wonderful news. Nutritionists, naturopaths, but doctors as well. They do use it in hospitals because it's so friendly for your digestion, and because it's got the MCFAs, they actually use it in infant formula because it's a way to give them the MCFAs that they need, from their mother's breast milk. You heard coconut water matches our blood plasma. They've used it for plasma infusions. I guess the point I'm getting across here is coconut's really pure. It's a superfood. It's also really powerful. How to use coconut oil? I had a lady, my auntie actually, but she lives in Israel, and she was following my Facebook page. And she was in Australia a couple of weeks ago, and she said to me, I've been looking at coconut oil, wonderful. She said, I went and bought some. And I said, oh, that's great. And then she said, but I don't know what to do with it. It's sitting in my kitchen. I don't know what to do with it. Well, I like to say to people, the first thing, if you just made one change, and that was from your cooking oil, if you changed that to coconut oil, you're already giving your body and your health enormous benefit because of what I said to you before about that. So if one thing that is good to use coconut oil for is cooking. all your cooking. Again, you can research it yourself. All the good nutritionists and doctors are now saying coconut oil for cooking because it doesn't oxidize. It's truly incredibly versatile. The coconut oil that I now bring in from Thailand is pure and it's raw. We don't use any heat in the process. So, and no chemicals at all. It's a certified organic, not just the manufacturing certified, but the farming is also certified organic. There's no chemicals used, it's pure and it's raw. Because of that, it has a very, very lovely, subtle, gentle flavour. When I first told my sister about coconut oil when I was in Thailand and I rang her up, you've got to get into coconut oil. She went out and she bought it and she came back and she said to me, Jen, you know, I'm cooking with it, but my kids won't eat the food because it's so strong. And I couldn't understand that I wasn't having that with my oil. When she did try my oil, she said, we noticed, I since researched, we both actually researched together, that what happens is different processes still can produce all good quality oil, but it varies in taste and flavour. So I was really happy to stay with the one from Thailand because it had this beautiful subtle taste, so it was easy to drink, easy to cook with. Its lovely smell to use on the body. It is classified a food for beauty because a lot of it, because of its antioxidant properties and because of its healing properties. It's used to get the benefits from your skin. I read this in David Wolf's book recently about the food for beauty, and he has a lot of information about coconut oil. The antioxidant and removing the free radicals, it's best to be taken both internally and externally for the skin. Benefits for your skin. Reversing free radical damage. I spoke about how important it is to be cleansing on a regular basis and to be considering, you know, how to cleanse your body. It can be used as a skin moisturiser. So our skin is our largest organ of elimination. When you put a lotion or something like that on your skin, it's like you're drinking it. You may as well be drinking it. So I decided when I started learning about all this, if I can't eat it, I won't put it on my skin. It's very pure, so it's excellent as a skin moisturiser. It's excellent as a hair moisturiser as well. They say that this is why a lot of the ladies from the Philippines and tropics and things like that have long, thick, lustrous hair. They use coconut oil as a conditioner on a regular basis. Now this is an easy thing to do. You just coat your hair in coconut oil, leave it in overnight and wash it out in the morning. Just make sure to put a towel on your pillow or something like that. But it's good. I don't use it as a regular conditioner every day, but I just use it once a week as like a treatment. Drink it daily. Recommended dosage for health maintenance. If you're using coconut oil for healing a specific ailment, there's specific ways to use it. But if just for and that's in the books, and that's more a one-on-one thing. If anyone wants information on that, I'm happy to talk to you. But to just start taking coconut oil as a regular health energy and for good digestion and for improving your immune system and all the things that I mentioned, so that good fats and MCFAs do, then just 2 to 3 tablespoons a day. And the way we do that, I think I told you I do the warm water and lemon in the morning. Some people like to take it in herbal tea. I know some women that like to give it to their children in hot cacao or chocolate, so they drink it, or put it on their toast, just so that they know their kids are getting the goodness. What else? Yeah, smoothies. Whoa, smoothies are fantastic, and I make superfood smoothies because that's how I get my double whammy of flax oil. Omega-3. I use flax or chia seeds, and then coconut oil in a one-time smoothie. Oil pulling. Oil pulling. Anybody here heard of oil pulling? It's a very interesting process of detoxing the body. And I'll just say it to you quickly because I'm running out of time, because I think it's so simple and so effective. It's an Ayurvedic process where you swish the oil in your mouth for 10 to 15 minutes, first thing in the morning on empty stomach, because that's when your body's in natural detox mode. And what the fat enzymes in the oil do is they literally pull the bacteria and pus from outside your body. I've had some wonderful results. It also cleans your teeth. It makes your teeth white because it removes plaque and dental cavities. And the antimicrobial properties in the oil help to heal around the mouth and gums. A lot of virus, bacteria, things like this, infection, live in these areas, like the gut, the mouth. It's a very powerful process. It's an Ayurvedic health healing tradition. I'm happy to talk to you some more about it. Or you can Google it. You'll see it for yourself. Very powerful for detoxing. So this is just a real summary of the different things you can use coconut oil for and create like a healthy coconut lifestyle. We don't live in the tropics, so we need to put a little bit, they're not dropping on, well, they can't drop on our heads at least, but there are ways to incorporate coconut water, coconut oil, and coconut products in many different ways. Coconut oil is, they say there's all the good things in all the coconut, but coconut oil is often referred to as it's the most concentrated version of the MCFA, so it's the most concentrated version of the healing properties of coconut. That's why coconut oil is so powerful in its own. That's really it for my presentation, so I'm okay for time. So I just want to say to you guys, if you're on Facebook, we've got a really good